It could all end tomorrow in the blink of an eye. So let's take our chances, girl, and our love tonight. I've been up and I've been down, I've been lost, never to be found, and with you here and now is where I wanna be.
Do you remember summers on the beach? We got the ocean lately, seems so out of reach. Life's kept us busy with jobs and homes and kids in school. Why don't we cut loose, get out and act like crazy fools? Meet me on the boardwalk. We'll be kids again if only for a little while. We can get high on the Ferris wheel. We'll chase the summer till it's good and tired.
And now, coming to you live from the Chocolate Bar Studios, Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou. And now, coming to you live from the Chocolate Bar Studios, Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou.
I like the steel drums played with the steel guitar. I go to honky tonks and to tiki bars. I like girls in bikinis and wearing tight blue jeans. I like the fiddle played with marimba thrown in and the conga drum beat behind the mandolin. I was raised in the country but still love the sound of the sea. I wear a cowboy hat with my bathing suit. I'm just a country boy who likes to sit under a palm tree. I'm not all mixed up, I just like my music. Tropical country.
Oh, yeah, it's Wednesday night. You know what that means. It's Hump Day! Hey, my voice is back. Uh-oh, you just don't know what to expect tonight. Welcome to Tropical Country with B-Dawg and Lou right here on Tiki Man Radio. We are coming to you live from the Chocolate Bar Studios here in beautiful Harrison Bay, overlooking the majestic Chickamauga. And, of course, we are broadcasting live on the TikiManRadio.com, Tiki Man Radio app, and also the Tiki Man Radio YouTube channel. I got distracted there because I was trying to put something else up on the screen.
You pulled a me, didn't you?
I pulled a you. I got squirrel. And as always, my partner in crime, Laura Lou.
Hey, everybody.
And then right next to her is our special in-studio spotlight artist, Mr. Greasy Joe.
Hello everybody out there.
Have to get you skewed up a little closer there, yeah.
Well, hello, folks.
There we go.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much for coming to join us tonight.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna sit back and we're gonna get to know Joe and his music because some of you may not be familiar with him. And plus, he was just added to the lineup of the Tiki Man Radio Songwriter Showcase coming up in November in Key West. So that's exciting.
Super exciting.
It's always a great time down at the festival.
Yes. Well, of course, before we do anything, we have to let you know about our sponsor. sponsors, because without our sponsors, we couldn't do anything that we're doing here. So, of course, we got to thank JBL Legends Travel. Whenever you're planning your next getaway, you can't not go wrong if you call JBL Legends Travel at 732-831-5200. They are the official travel agency of Tiki Man Radio. And, of course, GTS Charters, goaltending services. Whenever you're down in Key West and you want to get to a bar, well, the bars on Duval Street are fine, but you haven't completed a trip until you hit a sandbar. And the best place to do that is with goaltending services, and give them a call at 305-916-0990. Remnant Stew Podcast. Remnant Stew is your place for all things strange and bizarre. If you're into that sort of thing, you definitely want to check out Remnant Stew Podcast. They are available wherever you listen to podcasts. And as always, we are on the Tiki Man Radio YouTube channel, and that is courtesy of MFG Records, Tropical Live Cam. Definitely go out and check out MFG Records, because they have a slew of artists under their label now, and they are all over the place. And if you got a chance, check out Lake Fest, because a lot of the MFG record artists are performing at every one of these shows. So you definitely want to check that out. All right, we got that out of the way.
That's one of my favorite parts, though, is talking about our sponsors.
That's right. You got to pay the bills, so we have to make sure we take care of our sponsors, because they take damn good care of us.
Yes, they do.
So we have to do that.
And I want to point out, too, I know we don't mention it very often, but our sponsors, we know them all, and we trust them all. Any sponsor that's on Tiki Man Radio, we don't just sell advertisement. We sell brands, and we sell the people that we know. And
that's right.
We either love their products, love them, love both. So you can trust Tiki Man Radio whenever we say check them out, because that's what it's all about.
That's right. Here at Tiki Man Radio, we do not work with anybody we don't trust, and we don't necessarily call them sponsors. We call them friends and family now, because we've been working with them for so long, because
they're partners. They're
partners with us, and they believe in what we do, and we believe in what they do. So that's a perfect marriage right there.
That's right.
So, Laura Lou, you have anybody you need to say hello to real quick?
I do.
All right.
Rick the Stick is out there.
Rick. That'd be Rick the Stick of Rick's Hometown Licks, right here on Tiki Man Radio every Sunday night from 6 to 8 p.m.
That's right. Miss Patty is out there. Patty with an I.
Hi,
She's
Patty
out
with
there.
an I. We don't have to say her name once, but twice, but 4 or 5 times.
That's right. And Michelle Myers is out there, the ambassador of all good things.
The ambassador of all good things, and we get to see her tomorrow. Yay!
I know. We may have a change of venue, though, so.
Oh, well, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I want to say hello to all of you. And I have not had a chance. Giraffe is out there with little Grayson, I'm sure. And I haven't had a chance to hop back on the Facebook yet, but I will.
Yes, because you can't forget them.
No.
Nope. Well, over here, and our guest of honor this week is Mr. Greasy Joe.
Yay!
We're so excited to have you in the studio. We've been talking to you over the phone and everything for a while.
Yes, sir.
And we've been playing your music sporadically on the show, picking out different songs here and there so people can get familiar with what you're doing. And we've got a lot of positive feedback on it. So
very cool. We've
We've been definitely looking forward to having this meeting here in person finally.
He came all the way from Texas just for us.
Yeah. And hey, we have to point this out. He came from Fort Worth, right?
Fort Worth, yeah.
Fort Worth, Texas, to be in studio tonight.
Yes.
So for all of you that may be listening that we've reached out to that are, just over the hill in Nashville and say Chattanooga's too far, you ain't got an excuse now. Greasy Joe just showed you all up.
That's right.
It just wouldn't be right to do it over the phone.
That is true.
So what we've told everybody is that we're going to spend time getting to know you, your background, and your music.
Cool.
And you have a very interesting background for sure. So we'll start out, though. How did you get started in music?
My first guitar, I was pretty young. I was like 8 or 9 years old. Convinced my parents to get me a guitar. And my dad was like, all right, but you're not going to get any lessons because the best guitar players never take lessons. So, of course, I, played it for a year or two, then lost interest and was more interested in sports. So I put it away for a while, and then I picked it back up after I got in the Navy. I had a roommate with a big rack of guitars, and he'd break them out and start doing Eddie Van Halen. I'm like, man,
Wow.
that's awesome. Teach me some stuff. So he taught me song by song how to play. And,
Oh, wow.
and then it just turned into really writing parodies and then writing my own songs.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, we said Fort Worth. Is that where you're originally from?
No, I'm from Ohio, like you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that picture I saw, I said, that looks definitely like a Block O. I know some people steal it, but that looked like an authentic Block O.
Not Oregon.
Right?
No, so I grew up in the Bowling Green area.
Okay.
There was probably 4 years where I was out in California for a little while, but back to Bowling Green. I went to high school there, college there, and joined the Navy right out of Cleveland. And then it was, of course, after you get in the Navy, they station you at different places every 3 years. But so Ohio for sure.
So what did you do in the Navy?
So I was a pilot. I was a F-18 pilot, and I was in for 22 years. Most of those I was flying. But yeah, so it was. I'm probably just as surprised as you are asking that question. I look back, I can't believe I actually pulled that off and did that. But
how awesome is that we have him in studio at the same time Top Gun's coming out. We got a Top Gun in the studio.
Right?
Well, and that first movie that came out I was probably, I don't know, 8th grade, but it was a big influence on me. And at that time, that little stretch of time I was telling you about, we were in California. We were living in Hanford, California, which is very close to NAS Lemoore, which is one of the big fighter bases on the West Coast. And one of my neighbors was a pilot. I think he was an A6 guy that may have transitioned over to Hornet. So that influence was on me very young at that time. And of course, when I graduated and was trying to figure out what the heck am I going to do with my life, that came back, and I made some phone calls to the recruiter and took some tests. Next thing you know, I can actually make this happen. Contract, and off I go to flight school. It was pretty cool.
So how long were you in the Navy?
22 years.
22. Well, thank you for your service and everything that you've done for our country, for sure.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
Marine.
As I always say, it's my privilege to do so. I sure as heck didn't have as exciting as career as yours. I drove bulldozers for a living, so
well,
it wasn't as exciting as an F-18.
I think everybody should serve. So, but thank you for your service as well.
That's awesome. So you got into the more back into the music, learning to play the guitar while you was in the Navy, and then did you naturally progress into songwriting? Or
yeah, so it was after I kind of figured out the basic chords. The next thing we were into is writing parody songs. So like
I love parodies.
Yeah, it's like Southern Cross was the Maltese Cross, and
oh, cool.
It's like there's a problem with your radar, and and then that progressed into me writing my own comedy tunes.
Oh, wow.
And so my first gigs were actually on an aircraft carrier. We used to have this thing called Forecastle Follies, and it was the whole air wing would come down like once a quarter. They'd hand out awards for various things, and then squadrons were required to do skits and other things. But I would get up there and perform all these stupid songs I wrote.
So it always helps to have a captive audience that's been told to be there.
Exactly. those were my first gigs. And then, then it was like, okay, these funny songs are great, but I kind of want to branch out and get a little more serious about it. So I did that as well. But I naturally gravitated toward it wasn't called this back then, but the trop rock songs or the coastal country or just Jimmy Buffett type stuff. It was natural. I gravitated that pretty naturally.
We were talking out there that you kind of shocked when you actually discovered there was actually a name for the genre.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I was talking to you guys, Danny, out there about how COVID changed a lot of things, and it was really what got me back into writing and recording again. And when I started poking around, I'm like, holy crap, there's a network of folks. The genre is an actual genre now called trop rock, and this is way more organized than what it was when I first started. So it's pretty cool to see how connected everybody is and how much it has grown.
And it continues to grow and grow, and it's not going to surprise me to eventually see that trop rock will be a worldwide recognized genre of music, because Jimmy Buffett, he broke the ceiling for that kind of music, and he's blazed the trail for a lot of upcoming artists that want to pursue that kind of thing. Plus, the escapism and the positivity and the messages, the fun messages that come along with all the music that comes out of it. I think that's an attractor, especially in the times that we live in, that where, we need some positivity in our life, and they're searching for it. And I think trop rock and the singer-songwriters that are out there are definitely supplying to that demand.
Absolutely, and that's the escapism piece of it's really what drew it for me. So I'm out on a carrier with trying to figure out how do I get people's mindset to go elsewhere off the boat. So it was a natural for me to really like what Jimmy Buffett's doing. There really weren't a lot of other dudes doing it back then, but from the time I could start playing guitar and writing these parody songs, it was pretty quick that I was trying to write my own stuff. And the first album I ever put out was way back in 2003, and the whole thing was trop rock. I mean, I had steel drums and all kind of stuff. It's different now. I'm doing I call it more coastal country is what I'm doing. Back then it was definitely more kind of in line with the Jimmy Buffett style.
Yeah, because definitely when we first heard your music for the first time, we're like, oh, we love this.
We were like, this is perfect for us.
Appreciate it.
So, because, when it comes to the trop rock world, there's some that they definitely refer to themselves as trop rockers, and then there's those out there that that they're more that refer to more Americana, and there's those that says hey, no, I'm coastal country. So trop rock has kind of just incorporated all of them. It's kind of like what I've said, that whenever you hear country music and they say that's not country music, that's just not that part of that traditional country music you're used to, because country music is broken off in many different subgenres, and it seems like trop rock has done the same thing, but instead of them breaking off, it's all those artists come together, and I think it's really, really cool about it, because but we definitely love what you're doing and what we've heard, and so is everybody else. So
very much.
We can't wait to hear you play some songs tonight.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready.
If you're ready, we are ready for sure.
I'm kind of curious if I've got some of my folks on the YouTubes.
Oh, well.
I don't see anyone new yet. But my phone was on the fritz and I got a new one, so I'm not sure how well this one's working yet. I just obtained it about 2 hours before the show, so. Yeah,
Laura Lou had a meltdown. Because those of you that followed us, we went to a Neil McCoy concert over the weekend, and she has her phone up, and she's filming a video. Now, mind you,
while he was shaking,
she made sure that she had a full battery, because this was not going to happen. She was not going to have a phone die on her. She's holding that phone up, and Neil McCoy is literally twerking his butt toward her direction, her face. She's drooling all over the place, and all of a sudden, it was the black screen of death. Her phone went dead, and we took it to the store, and the text there said, it is completely unrepairable. So, but the good thing is we got a manufacturer's warranty on it, so didn't have to pay a dime.
Right.
So, you know me, I'm a cheapskate, so anytime I don't have to pay anything, that's a good time.
That's right. Well, Mr. Rick the Stick said he wants to thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir. My honor to do.
And the ambassador, Michelle, and we tell everybody this, if you win over the ambassador, you're in. Because she will tell everybody about you. That's why we call her the ambassador. She will brag you up. So
that's right.
She said she's loving the interview so far. It's very interesting. So. And I'm sure she's going to love the music,
I'm doing a great
too.
job, aren't I, Michelle? I'm doing fantastic over here. No, I'm just joking. So what do you want to play for us first?
You know what? I'll play one of the first songs I ever wrote.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me shut the door to the bar. Get all them people out there to shut up.
You guys, quiet down. I'm gonna have to flip this over. It's throwing me off a little bit. Let's see. Is that? Hello. I think that's coming through okay, right?
I think so. I can hear it.
Okay. Well, so this is one of the first songs I ever wrote, and I've actually recorded it twice now on 2 different albums. The first one was that trop rock album I was talking about back in 2003 time frame. Mm-hmm. And then I recorded it again on the new album that you guys have, but I changed the arrangement on it. So basically the second version, the newer version, is more of like a halftime, laid back version of it. So I'm going to play the way I originally wrote the song and the way that it was originally recorded. And it's rum. It's the rum song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll start off with a drinking tune.
What a better way to get started.
And so, sorry, I'm fumbling on my words here, but
you're fine.
One of the first songs I ever wrote, and I was on we were doing some work in Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico used to have a base called Rosie Roads. Mm-hmm. And then we had...
I'm so sorry. Is the sound on your phone?
I don't know.
I'm getting feedback here in the mic.
I can hear YouTube.
How about I flip that off?
Yep,
that was it. Okay, yeah.
Your media was on.
My bad.
I was like,
no, you're fine.
I'm hearing noises I don't normally hear.
So anyway, there was a base down in Puerto Rico, Rosie Roads, and there was an island that we used to do practice bombing runs on, Vieques Island. Mm-hmm. So the Navy's since given that up, probably several years ago. But back when we used to train there, I was the unfortunate person that was picked to go sit on the island and wait for the search and rescue team, the combat search and rescue team, to come find me. And
wow.
They didn't really tell me much, but go to this general spot down by the beach, and I had a radio that I was supposed to make contact with these guys like once an hour, which the radio did not work. Nobody ever talked to me.
Oh, no.
I was there for like 12
Welcome to the military.
Exactly. But, I had the greatest view on Earth at the time because I'm just on a beach. I'm under a palm tree. I've got just blue water out in front of me. I'm like,
that sounds
really
heavenly.
And eventually they came and picked me up on a helicopter at night, which was a little freaky because they were completely lights out. I hear, and then I can't really see him, but I just see a guy in the door giving me the kind of circling the light, letting me know it's okay to approach. I get on, off we go. But while I was sitting there, I got started on this song called Rum. Situation. Yeah, I got my feet buried in the sand. Trade winds blow with no destination, and I got a cold drink in my hand. Yeah, I've heard it said you can never have too much fun. So I messed up on Puerto Rican rum, sipping my daiquiri drink, watching the setting sun. Some it's hard to fathom why I'm always having fun. 'Cause I messed up on Puerto Rican rum. I've got no plans for tomorrow. So please don't call me before noon. And even if you call, I may not answer. Don't take it personal, I need some room. Yeah, I get so tired of always being on the run. So I messed up on Puerto Rican rum, sipping my daiquiri drink, watching the setting sun. For some it's hard to fathom why I'm always having fun. 'Cause I messed up on Puerto Rican rum. Having a party, please come on over. An open invitation, tell everyone. We're making this brand new drink concoction, and if it don't taste good, we'll add more rum. Why does it always seem we have so much fun? 'Cause we're messed up on Puerto Rican rum, sipping our daiquiri drinks, watching the setting sun. For some it's hard to fathom why I'm always having fun. I messed up on Puerto Rican rum. Yeah, we're messed up. Yeah, we're messed up. Yeah, we're messed up on Puerto Rican rum. There you go. And the crowd goes wild. Thank you.
Very nice.
Yes.
We think we've all been there once or twice.
You every July at the summer party.
Yeah, rum at the summer party. So I have to tell you, so a couple years ago at the summer party, I brought some really cool rum drinks. Had like, what was it? Was that my, no, it was coconut rum, pineapple juice, and banana juice, I think. And I made this really good mixed drink with it. Well, I got tired of running in and out of from the tiki bar into the chocolate bar to make my drinks. So I just made a pitcher. And I took it out to the tiki bar. Well, then I found people I wanted to talk to, and I would run out of my drink while I was talking to them. So I just started carrying the pitcher in my glass, and I've never lived it down since.
Sounds like a delicious drink.
It was fabulous. If you come to the summer party, I will make you some, because I'm going to bring some this year.
Yeah, she likes her rum drinks.
That is my favorite liquor, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like the spice rums.
Okay.
I want to try the new, well, I guess it's not new anymore, but the Blue Chair mango rum. Because I love mango flavored stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
So the ambassador said, I'm rocking back and forth to the music and trying to sing along. I'm getting really weird looks sitting at the hotel bar. It just occurred to her that she has her earbuds in. So the poor ambassador. Poor girl. So she's singing.
That's funny.
She's singing all by herself with her
Tell her
earbuds
to take
in.
those earbuds out and let everybody hear what's going on.
Just blast it everywhere.
Hey, Michelle, here's what you need to do. You need to go over there to the bartender and say, bring up YouTube and put Tropical Country on the big TV behind the bar.
That's exactly right.
And let us entertain everybody in the bar.
Turn it up.
That's what a good ambassador would do. I'm just saying.
Hello to Miss Maureen Benfield. She's out there.
Hey, Maureen.
She's listening in the car.
Hey, Maureen, we are assembling your prize pack. We haven't forgot about you. We had been waiting on some things to come through in the mail. And we're
should be here this week.
Here this week, so that we, Maureen and
Z,
we can get your prize packs out. Like I said, we apologize for the delay, but it was a delay that not caused by us. We're waiting on other people, but we will get that sent out to you as soon as we can.
That's right. Hey, Michelle said she already asked to put it up on the big TVs, but the TVs aren't working.
See, I knew she was a good ambassador.
I know, right? And Giraffe is out there. She says, hey.
Hey there, Giraffe, and little Grayson, who's now rolling over.
Yes, he started rolling over this week. And can't forget JT. I want to say hello to JT. And Beer and Bones is out there. Mr. Golden himself says hello. So happy to hear from you.
Yes, him say hello to Golden and the Golden Girl.
Yes, the Golden Girl chimed in as well.
Can't forget about Claudia.
No. And y'all haven't had a chance to meet them yet, have you, Joe?
Who is it?
The Goldens.
I don't think this is the first time you've been down in this area, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't met anybody yet.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were listening yet whenever Golden was still here, but
Golden used to be our third here on the show, and he pursued some other avenues.
Yeah, but we still love him.
Yes.
I'm trying to, just everybody's commenting. Greasy Joe.
They're liking what they hear.
Golden said, awesome. Greasy getting it done.
Well, of course, I have to ask because, we all know what your real name is, but how did you come up with Greasy Joe?
Yes. So I've made it a point to now explain this at the gigs that I do, because I'll get asked that at least one time by somebody. It's almost, I don't want to say they're like kind of offended that that's my name, but they're like, it just doesn't why would you name yourself that? And the answer is I didn't. It's actually a call sign I got.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I thought it was.
And because I started gigging on the ship and then around the base using my call sign, it kind of stuck with me. So
awesome.
Are you guys familiar with the call sign, like how somebody actually gets a call sign?
I'm not.
I've heard different versions of how it happens, so I want the official version.
Yeah. So it's, first of all, nobody gets to choose their own call sign. So all the cool call signs and like Top Gun, like Maverick, nobody gets
sign. Maverick.
No. So Goose is not a super cool call sign, so people might end up with a call sign like that.
But because this was actually Mother Goose.
Yeah, Mother Goose.
Yeah.
But there's a process for it. So you get your official call sign when you actually check into your first fleet squadron. So you finished up flight school, which takes 3 to 4 years to get through that. Then you show up to your first deployable fleet squadron. That's going to be a 3-year tour. And so you may have had these like temporary interim call signs, unofficial. You get to your fleet squadron, and those guys kind of monitor what you're doing. Are you doing anything stupid? What do you have any personality quirks? Do you have like a twitch that we can make fun of and put it in your call sign? And then finally, when they get enough options, and they're all written up on this whiteboard for you to see, and you'll see, oh God, these are all my potential call signs. These are terrible. It's not cool. And it's a lot. So it's a lot of play on your personality. You may have done something silly. One of the big ones, like mine, is it's just to play off your last name. So mine is Greasy because my last name is Seaburger. So they just
like as in Greasy Burger.
Exactly. So, and before I had my official call sign board, people were walking around, it was almost a competition so you could string it out the longest, like Greasy. Like, oh, this is going to end up sticking, and it was like the only option. He's Greasy. He's been Greasy. So that's the reason why.
I thought maybe you was able to get out of a tight situation, so you nope, not a cool story like that.
I don't have a cool call sign story. No.
Well, that is cool. I was exactly what I was thinking it was, but I'm glad you confirmed that for sure.
I had no idea, but I will tell you, when I very first started listening to you, and we talked online a little bit, the image that I had.
I'm going to back her up real quick because I remember when she said, this guy called Greasy Joe reached out to me. Have you ever heard of him? I'm like, no. And she goes, okay. She goes, well, I'm talking to this guy. She didn't. She really didn't.
I didn't know what to expect. And honestly, the vision I had in my head, and then I think you commented on Facebook at one time as Joe Seaburger, and I'm like, oh, he seems like a really cool guy, blah, blah, blah. And it took me a minute to make the connection that was the same person.
Sometimes she's a little slow.
Yeah, everybody else, really bad. So it took me a minute to make the connection, and then I was like, oh, that is so not what I thought he was going to look like. Like, I had this whole image in my head because I didn't know you were a pilot at that time. So I'm like, is he a mechanic? Is he, like, I had all these things.
She had visions of Joe Dirt running in her head.
No. Maybe Cooter, but not Joe Dirt. Yeah.
And this is part of like when somebody approaches me and asks, why Greasy Joe? You can see the confusion. Like, it doesn't even make sense that you would have that.
But now that you say it's a call sign, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Absolutely. It fits you.
Definitely, I throw that out there at my gigs and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse anybody.
Well, there's definitely, like I said, within the trop rock, coastal Americana genre, there are a lot of veterans, so they would get it.
Yeah.
So for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
As a matter of fact, we are good friends with another veteran from Texas. Lives in Texas.
Yes, Darby Ledbetter's from Texas.
Darby Ledbetter. Army guy.
And when you talk about veteran, we talked about B-Man. B-Man's veteran.
B-Man and Michelle. They're both veterans.
Oh, yeah. And
Hippie Chick.
And, I hate it when
When you just forgot.
When I just forgot. Yeah, I'll think of it.
Who's Hippie Chick?
Hippie Chick would be Heather.
Danny's woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's the original Hippie Chick. All of us kind of go by call signs around here. Yeah. And there's a lot of times when we have a full crowd out here, we start introducing people and we introduce them by their nicknames because we have no clue what their real name is.
Yeah, truly.
There's some pilot acquaintances of mine. I won't even remember what their name are, but the call sign.
You know the call sign.
I see them and like, hey, how's it going? I can't remember your name, but I know your call sign.
Yeah.
Yep, that's definitely like the way it is around here. So.
Well, the ambassador says she likes the call sign name. She said she definitely won't forget your name, Greasy Joe.
Yeah.
Everybody, it does help people remember.
It came to me, Danny Rosado.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was in the Navy.
Was he a pilot as well?
I'm not sure exactly what Danny did in there. So,
well, if he's listening, he can chime in.
There you go. So, you want to sing another one for us?
Yeah.
All right. What you got?
I'm gonna try to stay away from. Are you guys planning on doing any of the recorded stuff tonight, or?
Not if you're singing it.
If you're singing
whatever you want to do.
I was thinking about playing stuff that's not recorded so that you could maybe play some of the recorded.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm trying to hear this guitar. Yeah, that's a little better with the earphone on.
Yeah.
Figuring it out. Okay, so I told you guys that I started out writing comedy songs. So this was probably one of the first comedy songs I wrote on the ship. And there was a skipper of a squadron. It was one of my sister squadrons in BFA 82. Axel Foley. And he used to ask us, when we get back from our weekend, like, hey, how was your guys' weekend? Were you guys out there tap dancing down Jackass Alley all weekend? That was like the cool, like, yes, in fact, we were. So I'm like, I got to write that as a song. So I got to give him credit because that's the first time I'd ever heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard that saying. That's great.
So anyway, we put it to a song. And man, I'm going to have to remember how to play this one because I probably have not played it in years. Based on true events. Well, it's Friday night, let's light our hair on fire. Let's all get ready to go. 'Cause when the weekend comes, we leave our cares behind. It's time to put on a show. You can forget about any kind of logical thought. We're just a little bit obscure. And the smartest thing to do is just stay out of our way. 'Cause there's one thing I know for sure. We'll be tap dancing down Jackass Alley. Me and the boys, we are the life of the party. And one of my friends is passed out drunk in the alley. And it sure seems funny to me. Gonna make me laugh. Hey, all you guys, take a look at me. I'm sure I can make this dive. It's only 2 stories to the edge of the pool. I'd like to give it a try. It's probably happened here. It's amazing how logical we think we can be after throwing back a couple of beers. And it's a part of evolution that will never take place, 'cause we've been doing it for years. We'll be tap dancing down Jackass Alley. Me and the boys, we are the life of the party. And one of my friends is passed out drunk in the alley. And it sure seems funny to me. So in the recorded version of this song, there were some bandmates of mine that did like a little skit right here. And I can't remember what they said. Yeah, we'll be tap dancing down Jackass Alley. Me and the boys, we are the life of the party. And one of my friends is passed out drunk in the alley. And it sure seems funny to me. Yep, it sure seems funny to me. It sure seems funny to me. Jackass Alley. We've all been down to Jackass.
I have been to Jackass Alley.
And Patty Smith's got one for you.
Yeah.
Drinking in the pee pool.
The people.
Yes, that's what we all around here call the swim up bars.
Oh.
It's the pee pool.
And how that conversation got started when it was the first annual Tiki Man Radio Escape to Paradise in Montego Bay, Jamaica, at the beautiful Rio Hotel and Resort. And the conversation got, you know all them swim up bars in the resorts. They said, do you ever see people leaving to go to the bathroom? They sit at this bar all day long.
Nobody has to.
Nobody goes and pees. So where do they go pee? They have to be peeing in the pool. So
It's nasty.
so that's how that conversation and why the people came in. Leave it to Patty.
It was funny because everybody was like, well, never mind. That just ruined the whole swim up bar thing. But we've got video evidence. None of them cared when they were there.
After a few drinks,
they did
not care.
Did you guys ever have friends of yours say, like, hey, watch out, they put this dye in the pool? So
Yeah.
if you pee, it turns like orange or purple.
When I was kids,
When I was a kid,
they'd tell us that about the public pool.
Urban legend.
That's funny.
Absolutely. So, that part of that song, like I say, going down Jackass Alley, that reminded me my first trip to Spain. We was coming back from the Sandbox, and we had to stop. Our first stop was in Malaga, Spain, waiting to go down to Rota for washdown. And yeah, that was the first time in my life I had ever been drunk before noon, sobered up and drunk again by the time I got back to the ship. And yeah,
Is that the time you were hoping that you would make it past the?
yeah, 'cause that was the one rule, is that you had to be able to walk back up onto the ship under your own power, and there are certain courtesies that you have to go through to be able to board a ship. So you had to be sober enough to be able to do that and walk up to the ship under your own power, or you kind of got in trouble about that.
And
so
then you got to ask for permission to come aboard.
Permission to come aboard. Yes, and
probably checking to see if you can actually talk.
I'm pretty sure that 3/4 of the Marines coming back on that ship, it was all slurred, but they got it out. Exactly.
Permission granted.
Just get up here and go to bed. Oh, what you got over there, Lou?
Oh, I'm laughing. Beer and Bones said he grew up on Jackass Alley.
Well, we'll leave that alone. I mean, we met as friends.
I love his friends.
Absolutely. They're fantastic. So, you said Jackass Alley is based upon true events. Any stories about any particular times, or are you just going to remain silent to protect the innocent?
So the one about the guy trying to jump off the second story, we were in St. John's, believe it or not. So we were during workups. The ship has to also go through workups, and they've got to figure out how to port and how to anchor and all that. How are we going to get people off the ship so they can they contact the locals to bring ferry boats in. So going into port was an actual event that we would get graded on.
Oh, okay.
The ship would get graded on. And so they'd pick cool ports, of course, and they pulled into St. Thomas, and my squadron was like, the entire ship is going to be hanging out here in St. Thomas. We see these guys every day. We need to do something different. So they came up with a plan to take another ferry boat over to St. John's, which is it's like right there. Like, we're not going to see anybody. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to be out here by ourselves. Awesome. And we get on the ferry boat, and everybody else had the same idea from there. Like, you. But anyway, so one of my friends back then, he. And I think he was just doing this to see what we would do, because there's absolutely positively no way he's too smart of a guy to think he could have actually made it. And he's on the second story like, hey, I can make it.
Oh, no.
And I'm trying to break out my college geometry or whatever, algebra, like, no, the X, Y angle. It was just a mess. Anyway, we convinced him not to actually do it. But he ended up in one of my songs.
Well, my question is why do you Navy guys always go to the cool places when the Marines aren't on board? We get on board and you take us to places like, Saudi Arabia and Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah, the timing was not good.
Well,
that's what it was.
We eat crayons as a hobby. Come on, what do you expect?
Well, you saw Spain.
Yeah, I got to see.
Pretty cool.
I did get.
He doesn't remember most of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's put it this way. The whole time we was in Malaga, I remember bits and pieces of that. And then we went on down to Rota for washdown. And by then, I remember Rota pretty well because I didn't want nothing to drink. And Rota was actually very, very cool. It was one of the places I always thought about it'd be cool to be able to go back to. Yeah, and experience sober. Spain in general, it was kind of nice. I understand what it's like being in a country when you don't speak the language. That was kind of difficult, but
You figured out the right words to say, though.
Una cerveza, por favor.
I've noticed
that was it.
if you don't even attempt their language, they kind of ignore you. I don't know. Did you notice that too? Like, hey, how do I get to the train station?
They will ignore you.
Just ignore you.
You have to at least attempt it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're saying I don't know
No hablo español.
Por favor, whatever. I would research first and have at least a couple phrases to be able to say.
I wish the hell we'd had Google Translate back then.
Oh, yeah. How nice would that have been?
You definitely been nice. And the different things that I noticed about when I was in Spain was they like to haggle. I didn't realize, when we go into a store over here, the price on the that's what you pay. They get offended if you don't haggle with them. I mean,
really?
Everything from a taxi ride to buying, I had to buy a belt because, you know, we had to have proper civilian attire,
Right.
and I had forgotten a belt, so I went to buy a belt. You know, I was just going to buy a belt, and then we happened to be when this guy's talking to me. I have no clue what he's saying, and a local who spoke English said he's expecting you to haggle with him to bring the price down. I'm like, what? So after it was all said and done and over with, you know, I did my worst attempt at haggling with him, and I think I still probably paid more for the belt than what was posted. But I thought that was kind of interesting, different. And I don't know if it's that way now, but at least that was what the local told us. So, and we may have got some bad intel on that as well. I mean,
That's pretty cool.
I don't know.
So what with you just came out with a new album not long ago, and we were fortunate enough to get that. Is that your first, if I remember right, you said that was your first one for a long time?
Yep. So I put the latest one out in March, right at the beginning of March. And I had 3 other ones out before that. So, and the first one was out in 2003, which was all trop rock. The second one was more kind of folky. Are you guys have to be familiar with Pat Daly, right?
Oh yeah.
Up in Put-in-Bay. So he's
Yes.
I kind of
love
consider him,
Pat Daly.
He's folky, but I kind of considered him to be trop rock. But anyway, the second one was kind of more in the lines of folky country, and then the third one was really just acoustic and all kind of stuff. And so I had those out there, and then what happened is I had a ton of these comedy, very inappropriate songs, like drinking songs, other just wacky, stupid stuff on there. Well, the Navy actually started cracking down on like culture.
Oh yeah.
Glorifying drinking, because back then, you know, it was work hard, play hard.
Right.
Like, don't show up drunk. Do your job. Know when you're supposed to show up. Don't show up drunk and save your party and have a good time doing that. And
Right.
show up to work on time. Well, even that, they just started really cracking down on, you know, the glorification of alcohol. So now people were not hanging out as much and just kind of doing their own thing. The O clubs, which used to be big time, and then people would come from off base, they would hang out at the O clubs. Well, that all started to fizzle fade because nobody, you know, didn't want to get in trouble just because they had a beer in their hand. People are taking pictures of them, and then
Right.
it comes back later to haunt them. So, you know, and here I am progressing along with my career. And like, so I'm moving up the ranks. Okay, I got more responsibility. I got more people I'm responsible for.
So you really had to watch it.
Oh yeah, and then I'm like, okay, one of these days, one of these guys is gonna find my albums. And they're all on Spotify. And like, they're gonna cause a fit. Like, how am I able to, you know, be in charge of all these people? And so I didn't even want to risk it. I took all that stuff down. Right about the time I was going to do a CO tour, running a reserve center up in Nashville, and it never came back. It never showed up.
Wow.
Probably because I did get it off of there. And then so I kind of hung the music up for a while. But then with the COVID thing, I had friends of mine say, hey, get your guitar, start streaming. Everybody's doing it. It'll be fun. So I started getting back into it and playing for those guys, and then, you know, it all just comes back, and it's like
It's like riding a bike.
yeah, and it's like, okay, this is really what I'm supposed to be doing with my spare time, is writing songs, and it's not even like, I like the songwriting piece of it too, but the whole creative process. So, you know, getting the song written, but I enjoy being in the studio and actually mixing it and trying to blend all the frequencies and get.
So you love that
pieces out of the
technical
way.
aspect
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Very much. So all the songs that are mixed and mastered, I do all that.
Oh, very cool.
It was just, you know, over the years of
Wow.
fiddling with it and playing with it, that's what I wanted to do. And I told my studio guys, which they would have done all that. You know, like, why do you want to do it when we can just do it? I'm like, yeah, but it's kind of part of my journey is to do the whole process from start to finish. So, and I just think it's really cool to try to make all these instruments that sound different and occupy the same space in how do you break all that out in a recording and make it actually sound good? So, I got back into that, and then so I'm like, okay, I'm going to start recording again. Holy crap! There's all these like new toys and like, ways of doing something. This is crazy. I've been out of the game, and I was only out of the game for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Down, and I'm like, okay, now I'm definitely going to have to look at this new stuff and
Relearn
it, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
So your new album, you did all of that. You did the mixing and the mastering and writing the songs, and so it's pretty much your baby from start to finish.
Yeah. Now I have to get help. Obviously I can't do. I'm not a drummer, so I got to have a very good drummer. Mm-hmm. I've got a keyboard player, a guitar player who also does the bass, and then kind of an all-purpose steel guitar, mandolin guy, and they all work at a studio together. So they've been playing together for years.
Oh, cool.
So when I started talking with them and say, hey, can you guys pull off this kind of a song? I'm kind of into the trop rock thing. And they're like, yeah, we can do it. I'm like, so, with a little bit of a country touch to it, because their background is country and gospel. And so they sent me the first song I had them record for me was Painted Coral. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, yeah, you guys.
That's such a great song.
Thank you. And then they record everything. So you can't beat a good performance when it comes to mixing. And so if you get something that's good, it's not clipped. They've done a good job on the front side, EQing. When you get that and start fiddling with it, then it makes your job a heck of a lot easier. So I definitely got some help, but most definitely wanted to be involved with the creative process from start to finish. So.
Well, the cool thing is, now that you're retired and everything, some of those old songs can start creeping their way back out in performances and everything, right?
Yeah. So, and people have asked, like, hey, well, why don't you bring the old stuff back? And it's kind of like, well, it's out of print. Like, I've progressed with my songwriting. I sound a little different now singing. I would have done things completely different today than I did them, 20 years ago. So I brought Rum back out. I'm going to go look at some of the other songs
and start to bring some and tweak them with the lessons that you've learned throughout your career. Absolutely.
Then, yeah. And so I play that stuff live. Mm-hmm. But some of them, even the ones that are inappropriate, because now I'm good now, I can't get in trouble.
Right.
Stupid stuff. So I'll look at that and see which ones. The Jackass Alley one I'll probably bring back.
Well, there's always those.
That's a great
There's
song.
always those songs out there that that you play live that I don't know. You don't know if they necessarily would work on an album.
Right.
But live, when you're in the moment and you got that right crowd, there's those times when you can pull those out because you have a pretty good feeling that it's going to be received the way it was intended.
Absolutely.
So, and I believe a lot of artists are like that their songs, everybody's like, why don't you record, that? Because I've asked that question of other artists. I've heard them playing. I'm like, I've never heard a recording of that. And because it doesn't exist and probably never will.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's meant for live performances only.
Well, and I've got a couple songs that I've recorded, and then it doesn't come off the same way as it does live. Mm-hmm. So like, why don't you record it? Well, I don't want to. Well, I've tried to record some of them, and it just does not have the same flavor at all. It's just best kept to just save it for a live, or maybe
a live recording.
Live recording.
Yeah.
Would probably be even better. Yeah.
Well, Mike Dilbeck says hello.
Oh, so Mike is a Georgia friend of mine, and this is crazy, this story I've got to tell you. It still blows my mind today. I was refurbishing an old ski boat of mine. Mm-hmm. So I needed something, like some stickers or something. Mm-hmm. So I'm just looking online, and I find his, the sign guy shop. And so I send him an email. I'm like, hey, can you do like vinyl stickers and reproduce the XYZ? Oh, yeah. And he's like, he says something like, are you still drinking rum? And I'm like, how would he?
Do we know each other?
He must have heard the song, which is weird because it's not been online forever. So then I send him something like a line from the song back to him, and he's like, "Holy crap, it is you!" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, my email is greasyjoe@yahoo, so it's easy for him to figure out. So we start this dialogue. I'm like, "How do you even know that song to even say something about it?" He's like, "I was on a golf cart, and somebody left your CD in the golf cart, and when I started tooling around, it came over the speakers, and
Really?
I've had that CD ever since, and it's pretty cool." So now, we've gotten in touch, stayed in touch. He's a very good fan and a friend of mine now.
That's awesome.
The world is small after all.
It is.
That's very, very cool.
It is.
Well, you want to play another one for us?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Let me see here. What shall I do?
Do you want to do Painted Coral since you talked about that one?
Yeah, so this was a song. I've got a couple songwriting buddies that I've been writing with for a long, long time, pretty much since the start. And this is a buddy of mine that I was in the squadron with in San Diego when we were stationed at Miramar. And he's a Marine F-18 pilot.
Oh, cool.
So he approaches me one day. He's like, "Yeah, I heard your stuff. I know you write songs, and I think that's pretty cool. How about we write some songs together?" And so finally, after some time, I'm like, "Okay, sure, let's go knock out some songs." And it just progressed. We've probably written a dozen songs together, either in the same space. A lot of them we just write remote, where he'll send me an idea. And if I like it, I'll like, "Hey, dude, you mind if I spice that one up and do a co-write?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So this is one of those that he sent me, and it's his idea. And if he were here, I'd probably have him play his version and play my version. You could kind of see the difference between the two. But there's some little things I tweaked, and I like the way it turned out for sure. All right, Painted Coral. I like your style, Little Miss Ohio. Your rear view holding the Hawaiian leg. You got your dashboard hula girl and a sea turtle stick. He thinks you're living in the wrong state. And if you ever want to make your getaway, I've got a bungalow in the islands. And if you're laid back, I could take you there. I've got a bungalow in the islands. You can put your seashells on the front porch. Now maybe I can turn like a lot of rain. And we can start a life there by the sea. It's those leaps of faith that sugar your soul when you jump on in and go with the flow. What a happy pair of birds we could be. I've got a bungalow in the islands, and if you're laid back, I could take you there. I've got a bungalow in the islands. You can put your seashells on the front porch. Now it's a shabby shack, the edge of the sea with a sandy yard and a steady breeze. A front porch view of coconut trees. Looky right here, see what I mean? Yes, it might need a little TLC. No, you're not bursting my bubble. Yes, it could use a couple hammock swings, and you can paint it coral. You can paint it coral if you really want to. You're so laid back, let me take you there. You can paint it coral if you really want to. And put your seashells on the front porch rail. Yeah, you can paint it coral if you really want to. We can paint it coral welcome to the bungalow.
That's one of my favorite songs off the new album.
That was actually, I believe, the first one we ever heard.
I think so.
You had sent it. Yeah, I love that. I love that song. I love the vision, the picture that you paint with that for sure.
Thank you.
So definitely, I love that. So.
My buddy Mutt, he likes to write the hookup songs.
Yeah.
You know, it's an unreal, like, hey, how's it going? Come to my house in the islands. Sure.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Don't twist my arm.
Of course, not realistic, but that's kind of the fun thing about writing songs is you really can just do whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, how about, we'd mentioned some of your recorded stuff. So how about what we do is we take a little break and so we can also pay attention to our sponsors. Yeah. But during that, before we get...
And I want to say hello to Callie. Sorry. Callie tuned in from California.
Callie, of course, that is Mr. Mick Cool with the student crew right here on Tiki Man Radio every Tuesday night from 7 to 9. However, I believe they have one more show left, and then the kids are on break.
Summer break.
So then, so then we'll have to wait till the fall for the kids to be back. But
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Tinkerbell says hello.
Hey, Tink.
Tinkerbell is out there. She says happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you.
Nice to see you.
All right. So how about while we take a break, I'm going to leave you. How about with the title track of the album, Blue Water?
Sure.
Here's Greasy Joe's Blue Water.
Reflections in my mind of the days gone by carry me away. The sweet, sweet memories are just too much to bear, 'cause I see your face. Keep holding on. Some say it's just a phase, wasted time. And I'd be a fool to think something could take the place of your precious smile. But on that blue, blue water soothes my soul, sets my mind at ease. On that blue, blue water, you're in my heart, this is where I wanna be. I dream of days long ago when you were mine. And now I'm moving on, sailing across the sea, and things will be fine. It's on that my soul, sets my mind at ease. On that blue, blue water, looking out onto that far horizon, and I see blue. I see blue on that blue. Soothes my soul, sets my mind at ease. On that blue water, you're in my heart, this is where I want to be. Yes, you're in my heart, this is where I want to be. Woman, you stole my heart, this is where I need to be. On that blue, blue water. On that blue, blue water. On that blue, I see 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 water. On that blue, blue water.
Hey, y'all, this is B-Dawg.
And Lou.
From Tropical Country, B-Dawg and Lou, here to tell you about our sponsor, JBL Legends Travel.
JBL Legends Travel is your full-service travel agent. They specialize in cruises, all-inclusive resort vacations, destination weddings, and romantic getaways. They're dedicated to offering you the best prices and advice, all while maintaining an emphasis on customer service.
So don't hesitate to contact them so they can start planning your next travel adventure. You can contact them at 732-831-5200 or check them out online at jbltravelgroup.net.
Mom needs rest. We need a vacation. Daddy's stressed. We need a vacation.
Hey, y'all, this is B-Dawg.
And Lou.
From Tropical Country, right here on Tiki Man Radio. Next time you take a trip down to the Key West and you want to get out on the water, we want you to check out our sponsor, Goaltending Services. Goaltending Services is the premier charter service in Key West. They offer a wide range of amenities. Goaltending Services is also a veteran-owned company, and they take care of their veterans and active duty personnel by offering a 25% discount with your veteran or military ID. For more about Goaltending Services, give them a call at 305-916-0990
Or look them up online at goaltendingservices.com.
Off the coast on a boat. Drop a rock on the radio. Push off the dock, 5:30. Sunrise, now it just hit me. Salty wind brings a unique feeling. Freedom at its best. Phone stowed in a plastic baggie. Fair warning to those who call me. Straight to voicemail, custom greeting. This is what you'll get. I'm off the coast on a boat. Drop a rock on the radio. Probably reeling in the biggest bluefin the world has ever known. There's no chance I'll answer the phone. It can wait till I get home. Leave a message after the tone. I'm off the coast on a boat. from all this reeling, I sit back, take it all in. Just then the drag starts screaming, half-bent fishing pole. Landing as the sun is setting, looky there, we hit our limit. Motor back with the perfect ending, friends fishing no fun. I'm off the coast on a boat, drop a rock on the radio, probably reeling in the biggest bluefin the world has ever known. There's no chance I'll answer the phone, it can wait till I get home. Leave a message after the tone. I'm off the coast on a boat. What a weekend, no phone ringing. I'm off the coast on a boat, drop a rock on the radio, probably reeling in the biggest bluefin the world has ever known. There's no chance I'll answer the phone, it can wait till I get home. Leave a message after the tone. I'm off the coast on a boat. Yeah, I'm off the coast on a boat.
Off the coast on a boat. That is Greasy Joe. I love that song, and as you notice, we kind of stole it for a commercial. I hope you don't mind.
That's very cool.
No, I asked.
Yeah, you guys doing.
I asked his permission first.
Well, that's always good to do. So, and then of course before that we heard the title track to this album is Blue Waters. Now, is there any kind of special story behind that?
That's you break up, you move on. I mean,
I get you.
It's an ex-girlfriend, but I wrote that song. I mean, that was out before the first album, and wrote that when I was on a deployment. But it's just a story about two people growing apart. Their lives go two separate ways, and in mine, I found myself out on the blue water with the Navy. So
Nice.
Now, off the coast of boat, obviously that's kind of self-explanatory, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just that's one of those, like, just put the phone down, go do something that you like, and don't be so connected to the world all the time.
Yeah, sometimes it does. It helps to just unplug a little bit. Yeah. So we got to experience that this week.
I was forced to do that this week by my phone. And while the biggest thing about it, this is so sad. This tells you how sad my life is.
Hard.
I was in hard withdrawals, but only at bedtime because I play bingo until I fall asleep, and I had no bingo to play. It was so weird trying to go to sleep without it.
And when she says she plays bingo until she falls asleep, she's literally holding her phone, and then all of a sudden I'll hear the thud when the phone hits the floor.
Yeah,
so,
sorry about that.
So anybody else out there that we should be saying hello to?
There is, and I'm trying to find it again now. I lost it for a second. Just a second. Oh, so Miss Beth Travers is out there.
The
our wonderful sponsor.
Yeah, of course, MFG Records. Beth Travers, one of our lovely sponsors there at MFG.
And Mr. Stephen Perkins is out there as well.
Oh, very nice. Hello, Steve. I think
he's a friend of that guy.
Oh, he's that guy's friend.
Yeah. I mean, he must be important.
You must be a very important guy if you're a friend of that guy.
And Mr. Michael Tiani chimed in.
The Bicycle Man, Michael Tiani. Hey, thanks for tuning in, brother.
Yeah. Everybody's excited to see Golden on here, as are we.
Yeah. And, of course, I have to apologize because I forgot a very important veteran. Mr. Tim Campbell. He's also a fellow Marine, so I can't. How did I forget him?
I don't know.
Because, we know. If you don't like Tim Campbell, you're an asshole. So. Right.
And John McKinney is out there. My Uncle John is out there.
Oh.
Hello to you. I'm glad you found us on YouTube.
Yeah. I knew he was trying to find it for a while, so.
Yeah.
I'm glad he finally did.
I know. I'm excited.
Nice.
I figured out Joe, who your voice kept resonating with me, and you have such a calming, relaxing tone. And I finally, when we listened to the title track to the album, I finally figured it out. Sawyer Brown.
Really?
Yes.
Mark Miller?
Mark Miller from Sawyer Brown.
Not heard that before.
Yeah, that song, the title cut, it put me in the mind of what was the song I used to listen to?
I don't know. It's your story, so I can't help you with it. You got to roll with it.
There was a slow song that he sang, and it was a breakup song, and it just, I don't know why, it just clicked that's who your voice reminds me of.
I'm gonna, when we're finished here, I'm gonna pull them up and see if I can make the connection.
Okay.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, you definitely need to check it out.
That's a connection I did. Normally, I'm the one who is picking out, similarities and voices of people I hear, but that's a connection I didn't make.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't make it until just when I heard that song again, and I didn't hear it the first few times, but yeah.
Okay, so it struck a chord with you.
It did. I loved it. Loved it.
All right.
Uncle Alex says hello from the treehouse.
Hello, Uncle Alex, and
thank you for the treehouse.
yes, thank you for letting us take over the treehouse for a night. We had a very enjoyable time. Very little cell signal. You think on top of a mountain, you had very little cell service, and it was a nice time to be able to get away, unplug, and enjoy nature.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that.
It was amazing. It was the perfect night before the chaotic day the next day, and I had squirrel. Golden, The Walk. Yes.
The name of the song's The Walk?
Yes.
So he made that connection?
He did.
Oh.
See, Golden and I, we're on the same page.
There's two people that's made that connection now. So
What
this
is the song? The Walk.
The Walk.
The Walk.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah. We'll listen to it after the show.
Yeah, after the show, we'll listen to it and see if we make that connection.
Absolutely.
Because I've heard just about pretty much every song Sawyer Brown, because that was like when I was a kid.
I love
that.
them.
Was like my band, because I watched them from the Star Search
I
days.
did too.
And and so I was hooked on them for a long, long time. I had the cassettes and everything Sawyer Brown, but I still didn't make that connection. So that song,
Golden and I are on it.
That song didn't hit me. So
hey, Connie.
Well, Connie's out there too.
Connie's out there too. They're both listening tonight.
Well, hello, Connie.
It's good to see you guys on
here. If you guys happen to have any questions that you want to ask Joe, feel free to type them in that chat box, and we will relay your questions, see if we can get them answered.
Absolutely.
So,
Patty's making fun of me.
Patty with an I.
Patty with an I.
Okay.
She sent me a picture of a squirrel.
Is that her just for nice squirrel?
Yeah. So, Patty with an I, you haven't had a chance to meet her yet. You'll have a chance, hopefully, with the
Songwriter Showcase, at least.
Yeah, at the Songwriter Showcase. Yeah. But she is, I wasn't even here for the conversation, but it was, she has nice trash bags, the trash bags that are just for nice.
Oh.
We didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. She's pretty.
And you don't put non-bathroom trash in the bathroom trash can.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was the whole story.
Apparently.
You'll have to go back and watch the replay on Sunday mornings with the Tiki Man to get that whole story.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure that whole story lasted almost 30 to 45 minutes.
What's the idea behind don't put non-bathroom trash?
She's just anal about stuff.
Is it because it fills up too quick?
I don't know.
Let's see if she answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So
you're gonna have to explain just for nice, Patty, so we can update everybody.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Joe has a question for the audience. Patty with an I. Why can't you put non-bathroom trash in the bathroom trash? Rick. Her man says, "Welcome to my world."
He's probably asked that 100.
He probably has.
See what happens, Patty, when you start mentioning this kind of stuff to songwriters. The next thing you know, there's going to be a song out there called "Just for Nice."
Oh my gosh! There you go. Tinkerbell said you're showing your age by talking about the cassettes. His first tape player was an 8-track.
My first boom box was an 8-track, so let's just leave that there, okay? I wanted a nice, cool cassette boom box, and my mom thought when I meant boom box, there was a square box with a single speaker with the 8-track in the side. So I don't want to hear it. The best thing that came out of that was I got 2 8-tracks from a yard sale, and it happened to be the Eagles, Hotel California, and Kiss's Destroyer. So that was the first 2 8-track tapes I ever had. Yes,
That's
I know.
funny.
I know. Kiss Destroyer on 8-track. I'm showing my age. Look.
Yeah.
Moving on. So you want to play another song for us? Yeah. All right.
Let me I'll play. So it's a song I'm probably not going to record again. Well, maybe I'll bring this one back. This was on the first album, and it's called Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda. And it's so my dad had a saying. It was can't do anything.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, like, well, if you don't even try, obviously you're not going to be able to accomplish anything. So, and you know, I've heard that so many times from being a kid till getting older. I'm like, you know what? I've got to write Dad a song. So this.
Oh, very nice.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. My old man taught me couldn't do a thing, and he also taught me you never know what life will bring. Don't be a slob, keep a steady job, and try to increase your pay. But whatever you do, through and through, I never want to hear you say, I guess I should, I wish I could. Well, it was too damn hard, or else I would. It could have been real great, should have kept my head on straight. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. So I made my way through college. I'm still paying for it today. Not really. But the daily grind of the regular job had me searching for a better way. And so I tried my stuff as a Navy buff. I went to fly one of their airplanes. And when the times got rough, when I had had enough, you never would have heard me say, I guess I should, I wish I could. Well, it was too damn hard, or else I would. It could have been real great, should have kept my head on straight. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Well, one of these days is just a good excuse for something you can do today. And if you only believe, then you will achieve. There's nothing that can stand in your way. Now the twist. So I went home to see the old man, back to my hometown. He said, well, how come you never got married, son? When will you settle down? You need to find a wife, live a simple life before you get too old and gray. It was a tough reply, I looked him straight in the eye, but the only thing that I could say, I guess I should, I wish I could. Well, it was too damn hard, or else I would. It would have been real great, should have kept my head on straight. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I guess I should, I wish I could. It was too damn hard, or else I would. It would have been real great, Should kept my head on straight. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. So obviously that one was written a while ago.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's some great advice.
Yes. That was obviously written when I was a single man. But I thought, because my dad was always kind of a funny guy and had a funny way of trying to make his point. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my funny way of making the point that I'm not always going to do what you say. At that time, getting married was not a good option.
That woulda, coulda, shoulda. I've heard that before in my life, because I was gonna do this, and they're like, "Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda," and
Yeah.
I've heard that before. So I think that's a generational thing.
Absolutely. And I've heard other people have had that song written too, in different ways. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I've heard a different version of that over the years.
I'm sure everybody has a take on it, and I love that song.
I do too.
Your take on that.
And you said you don't think you're going to redo that one?
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'll read it.
Okay, good. I was going to say the consensus on the chat and on Facebook. You should redo that song.
By the way he reacted to that, I think it's safe to say he's been married long enough. He knows the look. For sure.
Well, I've been told I have a look, so I apologize if I gave it to you.
That's okay. I've been told I have a tone, so.
Picked up on the look real quick. It shall be done.
That is awesome. So, where right now are you getting a lot of gigs, moving around the country or anything?
Well, so I just started gigging again, and it's been a little bit out of town. So up at my buddy's place in Manassas, I've gigged in South Carolina, in Bluffton. I just did the Mayfest there and played a Change of Command there. And then I'm in with a promotion company around Fort Worth. So
Okay.
all my local gigs there go through them. So did a couple lake gigs, one at Possum Kingdom Lake, the lake house, which is right by my house. That one's kind of nice because it's like a 10-minute drive. And this Saturday I've got one, Chewy's by the lake, which is like a 10-minute drive from my house too. So yeah, I'm starting to gig more. Just getting back into it. It's pretty cool.
And of course, over there in Texas, probably not far from you, every year they have the Lone Star Luau too. So that may be something to look into.
Yeah. That one, who does that one? That's, I think, Tom Shepard.
Tom Shepard does that
Tom
one.
Shepard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's down maybe closer to Houston.
It amazes me though how many trop rock guys we see that come out of Texas.
Yeah, there's a big.
That is the kind of cool thing. Is that's the last place I expect trop guys to come from would be Texas.
Yeah, you would think. And when I was doing all the research and figuring out who's connected to who, I'm like, there's a lot of coastal Texas guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Jerry Diaz is from Texas. Donnie Brewer's from Texas.
Yep.
There's a lot of them from Texas.
I have yet to meet one from the Fort Worth area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all the guys with the promotion company I'm with, all Texas country guys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm like the only guy that does trop rock, as far as I know. But
Well, before too long, you're gonna meet all those guys, and next thing you know, the whole Texas connection's gonna take over.
Yeah.
So
Have guitar, will travel.
now, right now, I know we talked about it off the air, but where can people get your music? Find your music right now?
It's all the download sites: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever your favorite site is. Go download it there. I told you guys I don't have the physical CD yet. It just doesn't make sense for a lot of people to do that. So yeah, you're gonna have to stream it, preferably from Spotify, because that one for some reason shows like how many people are listening. Which can
Yeah.
So you get
like,
you get
hey,
some numbers there.
I should have more people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's that, and I've got a website, greasyjoe.com. There's some stuff on there if I'm updating it. I don't have merchandise, and maybe we'll see. That's just that.
Well, we know a T-shirt guy if you need.
Highland J.
Yeah.
He's our official T-shirt and vendor guy here. Tiki Man Radio does a fantastic job. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it gets to that where I think, yeah, you know what, I think people might want some merch, then I'll take a look.
I think the more you get around the trop rock coastal Americana people, they're going to want your merchandise.
We love
so.
stickers and T-shirts. That's what stickers
and T-shirts,
yeah,
and beer koozies.
And beer koozies. You're right. There you go.
So you can't go wrong with those three things.
Absolutely.
So you like I said, you're gigging pretty much around Texas and all of that, and then of course we got you lined up for Key West in November for the Songwriter Showcase.
Super excited.
You've been talking to old B-Man down there.
Man, super friendly, super nice guy. I was trying to sync him up with some of the bass guys to get those guys to get. There's 2 different bars, 2 different basses down there, and I think that's like the perfect place for those guys to play.
Yeah.
So trying to sync that up. There's a backstory behind that, but hopefully they'll be playing there soon.
Yeah.
I'm super looking forward to playing down in Key West.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to having you down there. I mean, last year for the Songwriter Showcase, that was actually our very first trip that we'd ever made to Key West.
Really?
And and it was a whirlwind. We got down there a couple days early to just kind of look around. That couple days was not enough to see everything that everybody said that we should see. And then, once the Songwriter Showcase starts, it was all work with a little bit of networking on the side.
The best kind of work, though.
But we had a blast, and we're definitely looking forward to it this year with you being in the lineup. And I know it's going to be a little bit more shortened this year, but we're definitely not going to be short on talent for sure.
Absolutely. And Patty with an eye said she would love a shirt if you ever get them made.
Roger, I'm on it.
And she said she'll tell you the story of the trash bags in Key West.
Okay.
There you go. Something to keep you hanging on till November.
Yes.
And Connie said we need to get down to their house, babe.
Down or up or over?
She said you need to come down here.
Where are they now? They in Iowa?
Oh, Lord. I knew you were going to ask me. I believe so.
Okay.
Iowa. They were in Arkansas. Now I believe it's Iowa. Yeah. They are, they're my, from my dad's side of the family. And they are, well, Uncle John is retired now, but they are over the road truckers. And so yes, Iowa, you were right, babe. So they have this huge house now down in Iowa. Now that my uncle's retired, he kind of stays home and takes care of the dogs in the house, and she's still out there trucking for a couple more years, and then she'll be able to retire too. But
we'll make it over to Iowa as soon as I manage to get back to Ohio, because I've been getting guilt trips lately. The fact that it's been a minute since I've been up there to Ohio to see not only the parents but the kids and the grandkids, and like there was snow on the ground last time I was up there, and of course I've been hearing now. Well, since school's out and you got the summer off, does that mean you're coming to Ohio? So I'm going to have to get up there, or else I'm going to get in trouble. My kids are going to disown me. Right?
Okay, now I got it. 30 miles east of Omaha.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a ways.
Make a nice road trip. I'm just saying.
You say so.
I'm all about the road trips. B-Dawg, not so much.
I love road trips.
Me too.
Truck
Finally.
Driving, it's just, I don't know what it is about driving. I just love it. Truck driving is definitely a job that I could do. No doubt.
That's what I said.
I grew up in a family of truck drivers. My dad was a truck driver. My grandpa was a truck driver. My brother-in-law, he was a mechanic. My sister was actually, she worked in the office of a trucking company. And I just saw all that. And I was growing up as a kid, the last thing I wanted to do was to become a truck driver. So I did the direct opposite. And my dad always told me that I was the black sheep of the family once I became a cop. But he got even with me because, all right, I can't believe I'm going to tell the story. But I had a nickname amongst all the truckers. So my dad gave me the nickname Donut.
I don't even think I know this story.
He gave me the name Donut, and when he did it, he put a bumper sticker on my truck that said "Bad cop, no donut." And then of course when I got promoted, he just changed it to Sergeant Donut. But I would literally.
And you thought Greasy Joe was bad.
Yeah. So when I would go out there and if I was running radar out on the highway, I would see semis go past. Because this is back in the day when we were still listening to Channel 9 on the. Well, we were supposed to be on Channel 9. Sometimes I'd jump over to Channel 19 because that's where the Truckers really was. And I would see a truck go by, and all of a sudden I would hear across the CB go, "Is that you, Donut?" And so I had to live with that for a very, very long time. When I retired from the police department, I told my dad, I says, "Donut is gone." And then somehow B-Dawg came along. Now B-Dawg is stuck. But long time ago, yes, my nickname was Donut, and it's not coming back. Don't get no ideas.
I was going to say, you said that in a way wrong environment. It's a good thing you didn't tell that story before you became B-Dawg.
Well, that's bad enough because like I said, I work in an elementary school, and I get kids even just doing the job that I do. I have kids, Birthdays are a big thing in elementary school, and kids bring treats, cupcakes, and of course, the occasional donuts. And a little kid came up with me one day and says, "You want a donut?" And I'm like, "No, thank you." And they're like, "But you're a cop. You eat donuts, don't you?" And I'm like, that's not true. That's just not true. Yeah. Little kids still go with that.
Well, Rick the Stick says, "Oh, donut is not done."
Yes, it is.
And Beer and Golden says, "He's my donut now."
And when it comes to cop jokes, I've heard them all, and I will tell you the one. A lot of cops are referred to as pigs, right?
Yes, I hate that.
You know what PIG stands for?
What?
It's how cops like their donuts, powdered, iced, or glazed.
No.
So there we go on that one.
Terrible.
That is
I choked
terrible.
myself up with that one. So I've heard them all. Well, definitely, Joe. We definitely want to thank you for making the long trek down here or over here, up here.
Everything's up from Texas.
From Texas to come and sit with us. Let's get to know you a little more. Let to hear your music. And then especially, of course, then this week, our thoughts and prayers are with many families in Texas right now that are suffering a loss. So our heart goes out to your home state over there, Texas, and hopefully, this kind of thing can end. And unfortunately, this kind of thing's why I have a job. I've often been asked, why are you an armed guard in an elementary school? Well,
Watch the news.
Watch the news, and this is unfortunately why I have a job and I do what I do. And so hopefully, I hate to bring the show down, but sometimes things just need to be said, and that's it. That nonsense needs to stop. We need to spread positive vibes and love around the world.
People just need to quit being stupid.
That's right. Quit being stupid. Stupid. So, but definitely, like I said, all y'all over there in Nashville telling us that Chattanooga's too far away. Crazy Joe can make it here from Texas. Y'all can make it here.
That's right. He's now my example to the world right there.
Plus,
listen.
You have to see this place. If you're on the fence, just come down because the setup down here, you're going to want to stay here and play a couple hours. At the little stage they got set up. They got a tiki bar with a stage outside. It's pretty amazing. Y'all come down here and check this out.
That's right.
Danny Lynn, the creator of Tiki Land.
Yep.
One of these days, they're going to sell tickets for people to come in and see the museum.
Right? Well, everybody that is watching is saying how much they loved hearing your stories and your music. So definitely y'all go check him out on Spotify. Just had a new album come out in March, and lots of people are tracking now the numbers that are on Spotify and how many listens people have and how many followers they have on their Facebook page. So please look up Greasy Joe.
Yes.
It's GREEZY.
Joe.
So, yeah. So look him up, check out all of his music, and keep following him.
Absolutely.
And find me on the Facebook too. Greasy Joe Music on Facebook.
There you go.
Greasy Joe Music.
And of course, if you're trying to plan a vacation too, coming down to Key West to see him live on stage would be a good thing to do too.
That's right. At the
Absolutely.
Songwriters.
I am so looking forward to that. I think I'm on Friday the 4th at noon, if he didn't change the schedule that I saw.
Okay.
Nice.
Come hang out. I'm trying to get as many people as I can. I'm like all my old Navy buddies. Find a reason to go to Key West.
Yeah.
Get your tickets now.
That would be fantastic.
That would definitely be a blast.
Like a little reunion for sure.
Yeah.
I've got some. I don't know if we're wrapping things up here, but I got something for you guys.
Oh,
Really?
Bring you some. So I told you I don't have merch.
Yeah.
For sale. So I started making these. I have koozies.
Oh, yes.
So and
we love koozies.
give you two.
Thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Wait, I got to hold it up. Or you hold yours up. You're closer.
Hold on. I got to switch cameras. Look at that. That is pretty sharp right there.
That is awesome.
I like it. So
I love it. I'm so excited.
I'll tell you what. You bring those to Key
Oh, wait,
West.
there's more.
Wait, there's more.
There's more. It's not a T-shirt.
Oh,
but it's a hat.
Oh, that's so funny because I said how much I loved your hat.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, my hat does not have my name on it. It just didn't make sense for me to wear my own name, but yours does. So that's
All right.
the original logo from way back.
There we go.
I love this.
I like it.
Oh, that looks good on you.
I like it.
And so when I eventually get around to making merch, I'll never have black for sale. So if you have a black hat or a T-shirt or a koozie, whatever it is, if it's black, then it's a personal gift from me.
Oh, very cool. I love that.
I feel so special.
I got to get Danny one time.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Get him the hookup.
yeah, he'll
I might let him have one of the koozies if you want to.
Just maybe.
Maybe.
Which, of course, they're going to have to get signed, too. Because
I
we always
know,
keep
right?
at least one for a sign.
Right?
I'm going to get him a hat too.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Good.
Well, we appreciate. Thank you so much for the
Hey,
gifts.
Gina.
So we never expect gifts, but we love them when we get them.
It looks good on you,
Well,
but
thank you.
It does look really
totally
good.
Your style.
Yeah.
I think this may be my favorite hat.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So you may be seeing it about every week for a while.
There you go. That was the coolest thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for having me on here.
Absolutely.
Not
And
only does he come all the way from Texas, but he brings gifts.
I know.
You
And-
really are my favorite.
And you are always welcome around here.
Yes.
Anytime you're coming around town, come over, let us know, and we'll roll out the red carpet, and always welcome.
All right, I'll have to find some excuses to get back here just to hang out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having me.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick break, and then we were going to come back for our show wrap up. But while we do so, how about I leave you with another Greasy Joe song? How about Pirates in the Sun?
Well, the pirates from the golden age live by a code that sail their way to navigate the sea. The captain and a salty crew, with some guns on a worthy ship, always on the move and on the slip, singing shanty melodies, legends of the ocean blue. We like to hoist those sails. That's why we like to tell tall tales when we go 3 sheets to the wind. Yeah. We're just pirates in the sun. We sail around the world and never need to ration out the rum. We the sails, past the grog and man the rail. Jolly Rogers fly, the new golden age has begun. That's why we like to hoist those sails. That's why we like to tell tall tales, tossing those troubles into the wind. Yeah. We're just pirates in the sun. We sail around the world and never need to ration out the rum. We are the rulers of the Caribbean. We find treasure in our girls, a permanent smile for everyone, everyone. Pirates, pirates, pirates. We're just pirates in the sun. We sail around the world and never need to ration out the rum. We are the rulers of the Caribbean. We find treasure in our girls, a permanent smile for everyone. We're just pirates in the sun. We sail around the world and never need to ration out the rum. We are the rulers of the Caribbean. We find treasure in our girls, a permanent smile for everyone.
Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Steve, and we host a podcast called Remnant Stew. We release episodes every other Monday that feature bizarre and intriguing true stories and trivia.
Lots of trivia. So if you have an appetite for the strange and curious,
And who doesn't?
then tune in to Remnant Stew. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast platforms.
And always remember to be kind and,
And
always stay curious.
That's right. Remnant Stew Podcast. They are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Hey, we've had a great night today, haven't we?
I have had a blast.
I know.
And Greasy Joe, I just want to say thank you for making my husband look even hotter. Because I love that hat on you.
It goes good with my Tiki Man Radio shirt.
It does.
So, you know what else comes in black?
What?
Tropical Country shirts, also available at islandj.com. You can go, or you can head over to tikimanradio.com and click on that merch tab to get the merch for all the Tiki Man Radio shows. So
I know.
I had to do a little bit of a merchandise plug.
Right? Please. And we are working on putting together the prize packs for our wonderful winners, Z and G.
Yes.
And
once we got to get a couple items left in the mail.
yes, they have been ordered and they are on their way here.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you, when they say, there is a backlog because of what,
yeah, the whole shipping, whatever that is.
Stuff, we kind of fell in that. So, we were supposed to have had this stuff a while ago, and we're still waiting. So.
Yes. But I did get an email saying that it is on its way again.
Okay.
Hopefully soon.
All right. So, we have a little bit of time left. So, we're going to real quick. You want to tell everybody what you did this weekend?
Well,
because I know. I mean, we can go and talk more about it probably next week. Because do we have a guest?
Yeah.
Do we have a guest next week?
No guests next week.
Okay, so
just us.
So we can just give a little bit of a teaser about the weekend, and then we'll get into it in more detail next week. How about that?
Okay.
Can you restrain yourself?
I don't know. Listen, all I can say is
we've already covered the fact that Neil McCoy twerked in your face. So,
well, before that, so I asked him. We were lucky enough every morning. Neil McCoy for almost 5 years
over 6
now.
years. 6 years. Going on 6 years.
He does the Pledge of Allegiance online on his Facebook page. And so it's always live. He does not miss a day. He did it through his mom and dad both passing away. His, I believe, father-in-law has passed away. And he always participates in Red Fridays.
Right.
For the troops. And his mom was Filipino, gave him a huge, just the pride of being able to live in the United States because she did not grow up here. So
because his dad was an American service member who met his mom in the Philippines.
Yes. So it's just really, really cool that he does that. So one of my bucket list items, and I used to tease Darby and Kathy all the time, that I was going to come down to their house and swing past Neil's and do the Pledge of Allegiance with them. I was going to be one of those people that if anybody watches this, once in a while Neil will just have people standing at the front gate of his home and he'll be like, oh, I guess they're coming to say the pledge. And he lets them in the gate to say the pledge. And so that was going to be what I was going to do. And then the girls surprised me with these Neil McCoy tickets. And so Brian, for the first time, got to see me in full networker mode. And
stalker. Straight up stalker.
Although he realized that I was not the worst.
No.
There were people there worse than me. So so the highlight of my day, believe it or not, was we were sitting there. We found out, because he always posts what time he's going to do the pledge so everybody can join in with him. And so he posted what time he was going to do the pledge. I made sure that we were there way before that, and we ended up getting to say the pledge with him outside of his bus. And he had us introduce ourselves on his live cam and all of that good stuff. Then he does a video afterwards thanking my daughters because I told him that they had given me the gifts the tickets for a Mother's Day gift. And in the middle of his message to my kids, he pulls me in and says something along the lines of,
we're going to entertain her like she's never been entertained before.
Yeah, that was the line. So he did, just so everyone knows. But Brian kept laughing that he was going to end up going home single that day.
Yeah. So we'll have a little more about that adventure over the weekend next week.
And I'll be done drooling by then. I'll be professional.
She should be done drooling and all that. And so we're going to talk about the performance. We're going to talk about a couple of independent artists that we also met during that whole thing, as well as talk about the venue. Because the venue is probably the coolest venue I've ever been to see a live performance. And so we will talk about a little bit about that next week. But we also have to let you know about what's coming up on Tiki Man Radio. I'm going to let me click on here and click over here. Because I know there's been some changes. If you're watching on YouTube, there are the list of the shows that are up, but there are a couple of changes. So first of all, Monday nights right now, the blues show is on hiatus for just a little while, and of course Wonderlinger Beer was on Brewery was on that for a temporary sponsorship. So that has gone on hiatus. Tuesday nights 7 p.m. it's Surfs Up with Mr. McCool and the Student Crew at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. This week will be, I believe, the final show for the year until the kids go back to school. So they will be looking forward to that. I think
they're coming back in the fall.
Yep, but I think the kids maybe already be gone, so I think this episode may be just Callie, kind of doing maybe a year-end wrap-up kind of thing. So definitely want to check out
Looking
Surf's
forward to
Up
that.
Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And of course, on Wednesdays, before we come on, 12 to 2, it's the Key West Connection. It is your Barefoot Broker, Mr. Tyler Sheff. So you definitely don't want to miss that show. Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m. is Island Vibes with Scotty Chill. He must be on vacation. We didn't hear from him tonight. So last time I checked, he was out there having some fun. But you definitely hanging out with Scotty and Ruth the Truth is always a great time on Thursday nights, and he brings a great mix of music, something for everybody, so you definitely don't want to miss that. And then Fridays, the thing says 11 to 2, but I hear Jen Shen may be going 11 to 3 for the Friday kickoff on Tiki Man Radio, TikiManRadio.com. And of course, she also has a fantastic lineup of music to get your weekend started, because we start the weekend off early right here at Tiki Man Radio. And then Saturday mornings, it is that shagging on the beach music with Jukebox Saturday mornings, complete with all those retro commercials. And that starts when you get a buttercup, as the Tiki Man likes to say. And then I'm not sure. It says here.
Callie said the last one is this Saturday.
This Saturday will be the last episode for High School Jukebox with DJ Esau. Of course, he's taking the summer off because he's a school kid and he's kind of earned it. So so this week will be the final episode of High School Jukebox, which immediately follows Saturday morning's Jukebox. Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is the Big Shoe Sunday mornings with the Tiki Man right here on Tiki Man Radio, TikiManRadio.com, and the Tiki Man Radio YouTube channel, courtesy of the Island J live cam. Tiki Man's working on some top secret guests or something this week, so he said to be announced at a later date. So I can't tell you who he's got, but I can tell you we're going to have a great time. The Tiki Man, the original hippie chick, I'll be back, and J-Man. So definitely want to tune in on Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. with Sunday mornings with the Tiki Man. And then, of course, Sunday nights is from 6 to 8. That is your Rick the Stick's Hometown Licks with Rick the Stick, as he highlights some of the great singer-songwriters that come from his neck of the woods, hence Hometown Licks. So
we got an email from one of those folks from your neck of the woods, Rick.
Yes, they reached out and gave us some new music. The name just...
I know.
But definitely we got some new music that we're going to be listening to and probably throwing into some future shows. So
yeah,
that's definitely a good time. And of course, we have to, we can't end a show without talking about and thanking our sponsors who allow us to do what we do every week. JBL Legends Travel. JBL Legends Travel is your hookup when planning your next getaway. And of course, there is still time to book your trip for the Norwegian breakaway that runs August 28th through September 4th. Fall in love with a Northeast cruise. Portion of that cruise the proceeds go to the Tunnels for Towers Foundation, which is very, very near and dear to Joe's heart. That is, your ports of call for this trip here is departing from New York City, Newport, and then we're going to Newport, Rhode Island, Portland, Maine, Bar Harbor, Maine, St. John Bay of Fundy, New Brunswick, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and back to New York City. 7 days, 6 ports, one amazing vacation. And of course, for more information, contact JBL Legends Travel at 732-831-5200. Goaltending Services, the premier charter service in Key West. When going down to Key West, hanging out on Duval Street at all the bars is a great thing, but you can't complete the trip without hitting a sandbar. And there's no better person or people to do it with than Gypsy and Monty at Goaltending Services. Check them out and give them a call at 305-916-0990 or check them out at gtscharters.com. Remnant Stew Podcast. Remnant Stew Podcast is your home for everything strange and bizarre. Ditch the negativity. Jump into the bizarre. Remnant Stew Podcast. It is available wherever you listen to podcasts, and they have a podcast release every 2 weeks. And check them out on their socials as well. And because I know they appreciate it. And whenever you reach out to any of our sponsors, let them know that B-Dawg and Lou sent you, so they know that you heard about them from us, and that lets them know that we're reaching the audience for them and that their money is not being wasted on us. So, and of course, we don't work with anybody that we don't trust, and that is the way with all of our sponsors. And of course, MFG Records, Dave Sines and Beth Travers, wonderful people. Singer-songwriters and music producers, they do it all. And if you're an independent singer-songwriter and you're looking for somebody out there who to maybe tweak your music a little bit and get it out there and sound exactly the way you want it to sound, contact Dave Sines and Beth Travers at MFG Records. What do you got over there? You keep giving me. She's giving me hand signals.
But the video.
So what?
You didn't do the video.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. And of course,
I'm not very good at sign language.
Of course, going along with MFG Records, we need to mention all the MFG Records artists. Dave Sines and Beth Travers, like we said. And, of course, Rudy Cox, Jack Mosley, the superstar Danny Hoy, and Mac Martin are just the artists that are all on that label. And they are traveling around the country, putting out great music. I know if you check out all the Lake Fest events that Salem Songs Promotion has going on right now, they are on the lineups just about everywhere you go. And then speaking of that, we might as well just go ahead and mention Lake Fest at Put-in-Bay, South Bass Island, Ohio, June 9th through the 12th. You have Johnny Rodriguez, John McDonald, Christine Jackson, Ray Boone, Jesse Rice, Johnny Rustler and the Beach Bums, Joe Downing, Dave Sines, Rockstar Beth Travers, and the Boat Drunks. And of course, Put-in-Bay is Key West of the North. And if you are up in that area, you will not be disappointed if you make the trip over on the ferry over to Put-in-Bay and see all the great music that's going to happen over there at Mr. Ed's on Put-in-Bay, South Bass Island. So, okay.
All right.
I didn't forget anything this week.
Nope.
Sometimes it happens because, my mind sometimes runs faster than my mouth. And then sometimes that's why my mouth can't catch up with my brain. And then there's other nights when I'm clicking. Well, and Danny told me about the video, and I forgot. So I wanted to make sure that we got that in there. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. That's why we team up.
She does keep me straight. She really does. So she's the yin to my yang.
Aww.
So is there anything that you would like to say? Any words of wisdom or anything before we sign off for the week?
There is.
Okay.
I want to tell everyone to please have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, it is Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend is here, so please remember all of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes, that is one of my that's one of my pet peeves.
Yes.
Since you touched on that,
difference.
There is a difference. Memorial Day comes around, and I always have people, when they find out I'm a veteran, want to thank me for my service. So just a quick lesson here. Memorial Day is for all of those that have given their lives in the defense of our country.
Right.
That is what the Memorial Day is for. It kind of seems odd to say happy Memorial Day.
It really does, yeah.
Because it's anything but happy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a very solemn holiday to remember those that gave their lives so we can live the life that we do and enjoy the freedoms that we do. And then,
That's
of course, coming around later in the year, that's Veterans Day, and then that's for all the rest of us. So,
Yep.
So just my one pet peeve. That's all.
So remember those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, and please stay safe this weekend, but have a good time. And I know it seems weird to say celebrate, but have a good time, kick back, have a drink, toast those who aren't here to do it anymore, and so everybody just take care of each other.
That's right. That's right. And of course, I guess we should say the responsible thing. Drink responsibly and don't drink and drive.
That's right.
Just seems like a holiday you should.
Well, I don't know about drinking responsibly, but don't drive if you've been drinking.
Okay. If you drink irresponsibly, not responsibly, what? Don't drive. Get an Uber. Get an Uber. Are you coming over here?
I am.
Oh, there she is. Hey, we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We've had a blast. Thank you to Joe Seaberger, a.k.a. Greasy Joe, for joining us and letting us to get to know him a little better and get to hear some of his music live here in studio. Definitely go out and check him out. Greasy Joe, he's available on all the streaming platforms, and his music is available digitally as well. So, and of course, Greasy Joe Music on Facebook as well. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap everything up. It is last song, last call. We will see you all next week. Have a great week, and stay safe.
I know it's been a lot of fun, but the set list is all done. The night was very loud and you've been a good crowd, but you know it's time to run. You've all been very kind, thank you for your time. You put me to the test as I try to address all of your requests for the night. As we look to the moon and the manager's protocol. Well, I don't ever want to end, but for now, my friends, last song, last call. A spirit with his clientele, and the drinks are flowing well. A beer sent from the bar and a healthy tip jar. And some tunes that I can sell. It's been a cool room, but it's ending too soon. And they remember to tip the bartender as they surrender to the tab. And they lip sync to the lyrics that they used to recall. Anytime I gotta say those words, oh no, last song, last call. Some came as ones and left by twos. Some still are dancing in their shoes. I break down the gear as we wind it up here. After the last song that I choose, it's the last ride near closing time. The final round chord as I strum the last chords, and the guitar returns to the case. Needless to say, it was a pleasure to play for you all. Here's to toast to everyone as I finally say last song, last call. Here's a toast to everyone as I finally say last song, last call.